Human Rights Watch is urging Iraqi government forces to allow aid to enter the besieged city of Fallujah. The organisation says people there are starving. Ongoing fighting in the region has cut off their access to food. Now, Fallujah has been under the control of Daesh since 2014. Supply routes to the city were cut off after government forces recaptured the nearby city of Ramadi in January. Well, for more on this, we can speak to Christoph Wilcke. He's a senior researcher for Human Rights Watch, the people behind this latest report, and he joins us now from Munich. So, Christoph, can you just describe for us the situation currently in Fallujah?
Yes, hi. I was in Baghdad a few weeks ago and met firsthand with people coming from Anbar and with people who were in touch with people from Fallujah, and they described very vividly how the people of Fallujah are now forced to eat grass, make soups from it, and make some kind of flat bread from dust or date seeds that they try to grind up. Basically, the siege around the city has completely dried up all remaining food coming into the city, and what has been there, first prices skyrocketed, and now the people are left with almost nothing to eat. So what we're doing is we're calling on the government forces that are imposing the siege, which is not per se illegal, but starvation is illegal under international laws of war, to allow relief aid into the city. But as you say, Daesh controls the city, and they too have an obligation to allow people who want to leave the city. We are very concerned at reports that the organization has executed members for trying to leave.
And Christoph, of course, this is just the latest siege situation in Syria after what happened a few months ago in Madaya. Now, just explain to us, if you can, the sort of dynamics on the ground. As you say, Daesh are in control, of the Iraqi army are on the outskirts. Just explain the dynamics of the ground and why it's so difficult to get aid in.
Sure. I mean, this is Iraq, and this is the most serious siege situation in Iraq, not in Syria. Now, what's happened over the past few months is that ISIS has been losing a number of territories and cities to government forces, and now the city of Fallujah, which previously was among a string of territories held by the group, is now encircled. So that's why we're having the situation where, understandably, one side wants to prevent any military aid coming into the city, but we are saying that starvation as a method of warfare is not allowed. It is a war crime, and the government forces have to facilitate entry of relief aid into the city.
Well, just finally then, Christoph, as you said, you were in Baghdad, and Human Rights Watch have a lot of people on the ground in Iraq. What are the Iraqi officials saying to you about trying to make sure that aid can start to get into the city?
Well, we're of course not the only ones saying this. The United Nations has expressed grave concern, and many Iraqi politicians have expressed concern and have called for aid into the city. Now, just last night, I was on the phone to a sheikh inside the city of Fallujah who the Islamic State has authorized, he said, to negotiate with the government for entry into foodstuffs. So now we are joining our voices to those Iraqis who call on the Iraqi government forces imposing the siege to find a negotiating way to allow safe relief into the city.
Okay, well, Christopher Wilcke, we have to leave it there, but thank you for joining us here on TRT World. Thank you.